Good morning, children. Saira. Welcome to yet another session of Social Science Chapter 10, that is Struggles for Equality. Now, children, like always, I want you all to keep your notepad handy along with your pen so that you can write down the important points that we will be talking about today, or we will be discussing about today, isn't it? Yes. Now that your periodic 2 tests are over, don't sit and relax, okay? We have our final assessment yet to happen. So let us start preparing for that right from the day 1 so that when the timetable comes and when the date is declared, we will not have any kind of issues. Isn't it? So let's begin. So children, we all know that India is a democratic country and equality is the soul of the democracy. But people are yet treated unequally. They are not treated unequally still in many places or in many villages. Now, these are the people who come together to fight against inequality. The Constitution of India recognizes all the citizens of India as equal before the law. It states that no person can be discriminated because of their religion, sex, caste, or whether they are rich or they are poor. Every adult in India has been provided the power to vote, which is used by the people to elect or to replace their representatives. But this feeling of equality given by ballot box is not enjoyed by all the people. Now, why is that so? Some Indians face inequality due to poverty and lack of resources, and others suffer from inequality because they face discrimination due to their religion, caste, and sex. Children, often it is seen that poverty and lack of dignity and respect for various communities and groups make difficult to recognize where one aspect of inequality ends and other begins. Children, in the previous lessons that we did, we read about people like Kanta, the Ansaris, Milani, and Swapna. The thread that connects all of these lives is that they have been treated unequally. So, what do people do when they face such inequalities? History is full of examples of persons who have come together to fight against inequality and the issues of justice. So, children, as I said, this feeling of inequality that the ballot box provides because of vote of one person is as good as that of another. It does not extend to most people's life. So we have already read about the increasing privatization of health services and the neglect of government of health services. Right? So we have seen the neglect of government hospitals, and it has made it difficult for most of the people, like we learned in the previous chapters, like the Kanta, Hakim Sheikh, Aman, to get a good quality health care. Now, these people do not have the resources to afford expensive private health services, isn't it? Similarly, children, the man who sells juice does not have the resources to compete with all the major companies who sell branded drinks through expensive advertising. So, children, we have already seen that the increasing privatization of health services, okay, and the neglect of the government hospitals, it has made it difficult for poor people like Kanta, Aman, Hakim Sheikh, etc., to get good quality health care. Similarly, children, Swapna also doesn't have sufficient resources to grow cotton and therefore has to take a loan from the trader to grow her crops. This forces her to sell her cotton at lower price. Melanie, like millions of domestic workers, is forced to endure the insults and hardships of working as a domestic help because she has no resources to set up something on her own. So basically, children, poverty and the lack of resources continue to be the key reason why so many people's life in India are highly unequal. Children, if you remember, in one of the previous chapters, we learnt about the Ansaris who were discriminated against because they did not have the resources, right? Despite having money to pay the required rent, they were not able to find an apartment for over a month. People were reluctant to lease them an apartment because of their religion. The main reason that the teachers forced Om Prakash Valmiki to sweep the schoolyard was because he was a Dalit. Now, children, we have also seen that the work the women do is often considered as less valuable than that done by men. All these people are discriminated because of their social and cultural background. It is also because they are women. Discrimination on the basis of person's religion, caste, and sex is another significant factor for why people are treated unequally in India. So, children, often poverty and lack of dignity and respect for certain communities and groups come together in such powerful ways that it is difficult to identify where one aspect of inequality ends and the other begins. We have already learned that the Dalit, Adivasi, and Muslim girls drop out of school in large numbers. This is a combined outcome of poverty, social discrimination, lack of good quality schools, facilities, etc., for these communities. Children, in India and around the world, there are people who are known and respected because they fought for equality. These are the people who raise their voice against discrimination. They are well respected as they treat all people with dignity and solve all issues in community. Some of the people who are recognized at large scale as they represent large number of people who have come together to address a specific issue of inequality. Children, India has faced large number of struggles where people came together to fight for issues that they considered as important. There are several methods which are used by women's movement to raise problems of inequality. There have been many movements focusing on giving women economic rights. A range of government programs have been launched to increase economic opportunities for women. Now things are changing for better. Today there are more girls in schools. More and more women are coming out of their homes to take up a job or engage themselves in business or social work. This has helped many of them to be financially independent and self-confident. Women have also joined political bodies. Today, women form about 1/3 of the elected representatives in the Panchayati Raj institutions in our country. It is a very significant achievement, children. They are also fighting for the 33% reservations in Lok Sabha. But children, there are also times when the work done by the women is rarely recognized. And it happens in most cultures. If all the activities including cooking, housekeeping, maintenance of kitchen, garden and poultry, grinding food grains, collecting water and firewoods, etc. are taken into account, 88% of rural housewives and 66% of urban housewives can be considered as economically productive. However, their employment in family farms or businesses is not counted as economically productive. This we have already seen in the previous chapters, right? Any income, if generated from this kind of work, is generally taken away by the man. So children, with this I end this part of the video. See you in the next video, or rather the next session. Till then, goodbye and keep studying, keep learning and keep reading. Yeah? Bye.